Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of College Ball with J-Dog. I'm your host, J-Dog. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be getting more views, getting more people on the channel. So y'all make sure when you're checking these videos out, please hit that subscribe button for me, hit that bell, go up, hit all, smash that thumbs up button, do all that good stuff for me. I even had a couple of Georgia fans being nice to me in my comment section on the last video. I appreciate that. Don't make me feel no better about the loss. But it is nice for Georgia fans to talk about how good Tennessee was. Tennessee fans, we're going to be fine. I'm still down. That's just part of it. We'll bounce back against UAB this weekend. Lock in for the rest of the year. Today we're going to go over the AP poll and coaches poll like we always do on Monday. I'm going to give you my 5 most overrated players from the preseason to now. Napier is not worried at Florida. I wouldn't be worried either if I had a losing record and still had a job. Then we're going to preview these week 4 matchups. That's enough going on. Let's get into it, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in as always. First thing first, we're going to go over the polls as usual. I've said it a million times, I'll say it again. The AP poll's garbage. Don't take nothing from it. We proved that in our last video when I talked about the girl that literally moved Florida up 2 spots after losing the USF. That's why I go off the coaches poll until the college football playoff rankings come out. So the AP poll, there's some risers, there's some fallers. Georgia only rose 1 spot. Tennessee stayed put. Ohio State, Penn State, LSU, Miami all stayed put. Georgia, I'm pretty sure, passed Oregon. USC's new to the poll. Missouri's new to the poll. Auburn's new to the poll. Vandy's new to the poll. Georgia Tech's new to the poll. I think they got Georgia Tech a little low. I know Clemson's overrated. But Georgia Tech was one of my most underrated teams coming into the season. I got a video on that if you want to go back and fact check me. I love Haynes King. I love Brent Key. Vandy at 20. I don't have a problem with that after the way they handled South Carolina. South Carolina fell out. Clemson fell out. Notre Dame is the only team in the damn country that could start the season 0-2 and still be ranked, y'all. There's no other team in the country that could do that except Notre Dame. They already have an advantage over everybody. They don't have to play in a conference. They pick their own schedule. Then they get the AP loves them. The media loves them. Won't drop them out of the poll. 0-2. I don't care if it's against Miami, Texas A&M. I don't care. You're 0-2. You should not be in the top 25 list if you're 0-2. They even had Texas A&M after a bye week. Notre Dame had a bye week after week 1. Not a bye week. Texas A&M at home and lost. But yet they're still ranked. Texas A&M jumps all the way to 10. Illinois at 9. Texas at 8. Man, Texas. I'm telling you. If Arch don't get it together, I don't know how far that defense is going to carry them. They got a great defense with their offense struggling, and Arch is literally just inaccurate. I mean, he's got guys open everything. He cannot hit them. Is it possible he's just overrated because of his last name? It's starting to look more and more like it, y'all. Texas Tech up to 17. We're not going to go over all of them. Oklahoma up to 11. Oklahoma's got a big matchup this weekend against Auburn. We'll cover all that. USC was one of my most underrated teams. They've hopped up in there. They ain't really played nobody yet, but still early in the year. it's getting to where every week you got good matchups, though, because conference play has started, all that. It ain't always going to be loaded. But every week you got games worth watching. Week 2 is probably the biggest snooze fest there will be of the whole year. There's a couple of matches in week 2 with ranked teams and stuff, but they still turn out to be a lot of games. I'm just saying, if you're a casual fan, you're tuning into the big ranked matchups. You're not worried about Duke and Illinois or Tulane and Duke, stuff like that. So the casual fan don't really care about some of them. I get that. Let's go over the coaches poll real quick. We're not going to waste a lot of time on these, y'all. Coaches poll, I like how I did the coaches poll because I can see how everybody rose. You got Illinois up one spot. Top 7 stayed the same. Georgia's still at 3. They got a number 1 vote. I think Georgia should be ahead of Penn State. That's my opinion. Coming in and kneeling, getting a win in overtime. Even though we did miss the kick to win it, they still left with the win. They should have jumped Penn State. LSU at 4 still not impressed me. DJ Lagway gifted you 5 picks and you still only won by 10 points. Their offense has been nothing what it was supposed to be this year for all the money they went and spent on receivers and stuff in the portal. Florida State up 3. Florida State still ain't played nobody besides Bama, so we'll know more about them as the season goes on too. A&M up 7-10 in the coaches poll as well. Ole Miss up 2 to number 11. I don't have a problem with that. Oklahoma up 4-12. That's because people in front of them lost. Iowa State 13 moved up 1. They kind of struggled more than I thought they would this weekend, but they still won. Oh, Alabama jumped 4 spots after beating Wisconsin down. I'm not as impressed with that win as some other people are because Wisconsin's been down for a while. My Vols stayed right where they were. Texas Tech up 4 spots after putting a beat down on Oregon State. Indiana up 2 spots. Utah up 2 spots. Georgia Tech only up to 19 in the coaches poll. I think they should be higher, just like I said about the AP poll. Michigan at 20. Notre Dame still at 21. 0-2. Still ranked in the top 25. Blows my mind. Missouri at 22. No problem in Missouri being in there. They've handled business so far this year. So I have no issue with that. Let me get these bottom few pulled up real quick. From the coaches poll, we got Vandy at 23. Absolutely no problem with. South Carolina still ranked. Not really have a problem with that either. They got a gauntlet coming up. They'll prove whether they deserve to be there or not. Auburn at 25. Teams that fell out was BYU, even though they won, they fell out because of other teams. Arizona State, right there, I don't agree with that after they lost to Mississippi State. USC, I think they should be in instead of South Carolina. Clemson, Tulane. Tulane's got a chance to get themselves ranked this weekend. Clemson dropped out. South Florida dropped out. They took a beat down. Arizona State dropped out, and BYU dropped out. So all in all, I agree with the coaches poll more than I do the AP poll. I've said that time and time again. I don't agree with all of it, but the coaches poll is way closer than the AP poll in my eyes. We're going to look at this little graphic real quick before we move on to my most overrated players from the preseason. Y'all, this is absolutely wild. How crazy Alabama's 2015 coaching staff was. Head coach, Nick Saban. Offensive coordinator, Lane Kiffin. Where's Lane Kiffin? Ole Miss. Defense coordinator, Kirby Smart. Probably the best coach in college football right now. O-line coach, Mario Cristobal. He's winning in Miami right now. I still think he's overrated as an X and O's guy, but he can recruit his ass off. Napier's of Florida. Don't think he'll be at Florida much longer. Taj Lapoy, I'm pretty sure he's out maybe California or Oregon somewhere. Mel Tucker was coach of Michigan State, got himself fired. And Dan Lanning was a graduate assistant, and he's got Oregon in the top 10 every year. So that's a wild coaching staff, y'all. I mean, that's literally everybody on that staff has been a head coach since Tosh Lapoy. And was pretty good at it besides Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker had one good year, and then they fell off the face of the earth. Before we get into these top 5 most overrated players from the preseason, y'all get in the comment section. Tell me if you agree with them. You tell me if you don't agree with them. Number 1, I'm pretty sure everybody could guess. Mr. Arch Manning. The man had completed 10 passes in a row against UTEP, y'all. He's like 11 for 25, an interception. He looked absolutely terrible. He really didn't look that good against San Jose State, I think it was. He had a little streak there, but he really started off sloppy in that game. He looked terrible against Ohio State. He's really not looked great this year. And at any point, have I looked at Arch and thought, man, he's really got potential. I can't believe it, the way he's hyped up, all that, but it's not been there, y'all. These underthrowing guys, overthrowing guys. He's holding the ball forever. I mean, it's like he's got bad mechanics. If you watch him, his mechanics ain't really even that good, y'all. I don't know if he's just one of those guys when the lights come on, he forgets everything he knows. I don't know, because everything you hear from their practice, how great he was, there's a lot of players like that. One I remember from Tennessee besides Nico was Jared Garantano. They talked about Jared Garantano all the time. Practice. Oh, my God, he looks like a first overall pick. Then the lights come on the games, and he couldn't do it. Now, Garantano was tougher than a damn $2 steak, y'all. He took a beat down while he's at Tennessee. And he just kept coming for more and more. That's one thing I'll say for Garantano. He's one of the toughest damn quarterbacks Tennessee's ever had. He really was tougher than a damn $2 steak. Number 2 most overrated player. Just throw this out there. All these are quarterbacks, y'all. All these quarterbacks got hyped up, talked about for the Heisman all offseason. None of them have lived up to the hype. DJ Lagway. What do we hear about DJ Lagway all offseason? Oh, he's going to lead Florida to the playoffs. He's this, he's that. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. They literally kept Billy Napier because of DJ Lagway. They don't want to lose DJ Lagway. And DJ Lagway last year was a 59% completion guy. They beat Ole Miss, beat LSU at the end of the year. And all of a sudden, just because Lagway was a starter, they had to look decent for a freshman. He was the savior. He kept Billy his job. But what did he do Saturday, y'all? 5 interceptions. 5. Against USF, he didn't look that great. I mean, he made some plays, put some balls there. His receivers didn't help him out against USF. But if your quarterback is that good, he should lead you to a victory over USF. So Lagway is my second most overrated player, y'all. He has not progressed any from last year to this year. And that seems to be a common thing under Billy Napier with his players, that they really don't get no better from the time they get to Florida from the time they leave. I mean, look at, I can't remember his first name right now, top of my head. Harris, what's his last name, a receiver? He's a freaking beast as a freshman. He's literally got no better. It's like all of Florida's good players, they don't ever get any better, and that's a coaching problem. Tennessee had the same problem we had Butch Jones. We'd have guys come in, look really good as freshmen. When they left, they was no better. They was no better. Maybe 1 or 2 guys, and that's just because those guys had the potential and they get it themselves. But I think Napier's one of those coaches that cannot get the most out of his players. Number 3, like I said, we're sticking to a quarterback theme here, y'all. Cade Klubnik, another Heisman favorite, who's not looked very good this year. He looked bad against LSU. Didn't look great against Troy. And he didn't look very good against Georgia Tech either. He had his moments. But nothing he's done has screamed first overall pick. It just hasn't. None of these guys. Really, Barrett Morin from Texas Tech. A couple other guys that look pretty good, but I'm trying to figure out where these NFL GMs are going to find their first-round quarterbacks right now. Because all the guys they was talking about all offseason, none of them look like first-round picks. One I left off the list I'll talk about too is another one that got a lot of hype this offseason that's still not impressed me. The season's young. These guys can still turn it around. But just from the first 3 weeks, these guys were massively overrated from the preseason. You can disagree with me. You can agree with me. Get in the comment. Tell me what you think. This one right here, some people might disagree with me on. With Norris Sellers, South Carolina, y'all. He is another guy getting talked about for the Heisman. I understand. He got hurt against Vandy. But when he got hurt, they was down 14-7. He didn't look that great against Virginia Tech. I don't know what he looked like against South Carolina State or who they played week 2 because I didn't watch. But even when he went out against Vandy, he really didn't look that great. He's a potential guy. He's a hell of an athlete. Can he pass the ball good enough is the question. But so far this year, I don't know if it's Beamer's game plan or what, he's really not impressed me yet. And South Carolina was another team that was supposed to be competing for a playoff spot. A lot of people had South Carolina in their playoff. Losing to Vandy is not a good start on that. With the schedule South Carolina has, they have a tough schedule. I hope Lenore Sellers gets back this weekend because they have a pretty tough game they could probably use them for. Last but not least, Garrett Nussmeier, LSU. He come back. This is his senior year. He could have went to the NFL, probably been a first-round pick last year. He come back. Wants to win a national title, and that's still possible. So I praise him for coming back and wanting to win a national title with LSU. But he has struggled this year, y'all. Let's be honest. They've not scored more than 23 points this year. They scored 17 on Clemson, 23 against Louisiana Tech, and 20 against Florida. They scored 20 against Florida with 5 interceptions. You only scored 20 points and get 5 turnovers in a game. That's struggling on offense, y'all. My Titans did that against Broncos. We got 4 turnovers, scored 12 points. But that's absolutely struggling on offense, y'all. Nussmeier, I don't know if it's just the receivers they brought in or overhyped receivers. They're not on the same page. Nussmeier got full of it. All these guys got full of themselves in the offseason. I don't know. These guys are absolutely the 5 most overrated players from the preseason. If you don't agree with my list, give me your 5. If you do agree with my list, tell me you agree with my list in the comments section. I find it hard that many people disagree with that list unless you're a fan of those teams. Tomorrow I'll do my 5 most underrated players from the preseason. There's one player y'all should know if you know me that's going to be on that list. I've got an honorable mention overrated player. I have to take a shot at him. We read the articles from UCLA, y'all. Oh, this kid, he's worth 3 or 4 extra wins for UCLA. He's freaking amazing. His escapability, his passing, his this, his that. He's going to lead UCLA to 8, 9 wins this year. 3 weeks in, 0 wins. That includes 2 games against a group of 5 teams. Your coach is fired. Didn't work out for you, did it? I said it when I talked about them articles on this channel. We heard the same thing last offseason at Tennessee, how great he was, blah, blah, blah. The difference is, when he was at Tennessee last year, when he played weak competition like New Mexico and UNLV, He threw for about 400 yards and actually looked like a first-round pick until he had to play stiff competition. So UCLA, he couldn't even do that against bad competition. Sucks to suck for him. Him and Daddy are a lesson in leaving, as Joe D. Messina used to say. Somebody's going to give you a lesson, and leaving somebody's going to do to you what you've been doing. And I'm glad that I'm around to watch it knock you down, buddy. And you was the biggest blessing Tennessee football could have got. Because Joey Aguilar can play circles around you when it comes to quarterbacking, buddy. Anyway, on to Mr. Billy Napier, y'all. Mr. Napier. The Gators are close to being pretty dangerous, y'all. That don't matter when you start every season terrible. You can't be a slow starting team every year and then close out strong if you're wanting to compete for titles, Billy. Even if they do that this year, say they are 3-6 or 2-6, and then they win their last 4 against all that crazy competition they play. What good does it do? You go to the Music City Bowl. If you can't get your team to play good at the start of the season, at least by week 2, week 1, there's always a few anomalies. What good does it do? He's the only coach Florida's ever kept around with a losing record since I've been alive. I can tell you that. He's officially got a losing record. He's 20-21 as coach. And somehow the man still has a job. It's absolutely mind-blowing. Florida coach Billy Napier said Monday he feels his team is close to being pretty dangerous as the Gators head into a game against top 5 opponent, number 4 Miami this weekend. The Gators lost to LSU 20-10 on Saturday, thanks in a large part to inconsistent play from quarterback DJ Lagway, who threw 5 interceptions in the game. It was their second straight loss after falling to South Florida at home 18-16. Florida struggled on offense in that game too, including multiple failed trips inside the red zone that ended up having a big impact on the outcome. So if they get curb stomped by Miami again this weekend, they got curb stomped by Miami in the swamp last year. They get curb stomped by Miami this year at Miami. How does Napier have a job, y'all? I don't see how he's got one right now. I thought he'd be fired the week after USF. And then after they went to LSU and threw 5 interceptions, I thought he'd be fired yesterday. But somehow he just keeps hanging on. And I know Florida fans are over him. I don't blame them. I hate Florida. Florida and Bama are my 2 most hated teams. But guess what? Florida should never be this bad. They got too many resources, too many players in state, too much investment into their programs to be this bad. Especially in this era, the NIL era. There's no reason Florida should ever be as bad as they are right now. I'm enjoying it. I know it's not going to last forever. Eventually, they're going to get tired of Billy, and they're going to get a good coach. So, Florida fans, stick it out because you know you'll turn it around eventually, but not if Strickland won't ever fire Napier. If you're a Florida fan watching this, do you think Napier should still have a job, or do you think he should have been fired a long time ago? Should have been fired after USF? Tell me when you think he should have got fired if you think he shouldn't have a job. All right, y'all. Last few things we got to go over is this weekend's matchups. You know, we preview them on Monday. First one, top 25 matchup between Texas Tech and Utah. This could be a good game, y'all. Utah's a quarterback that can daggone run that football and throw it some. Texas Tech, their quarterbacks probably best in the country so far this year. This should be a really good matchup. That's a noon kickoff. Wow. That's an early game for Utah and Texas Tech. At Utah, I figured that'd be a 9-10 o'clock game. That should be a high-scoring game, y'all. We'll see if Utah's defense is legit. If they can slow Texas Tech down. Texas Tech's been putting them points up, y'all. One of my best bets last week was Oregon State covering 23.5 against them. Bad bet, y'all. I had a good week, though. I went I think 6-3 or something. Which, when you're betting against spread, that's pretty good. Up next, we got Auburn, Oklahoma. We're going to see if they're legit or not. Each team, honestly. Is Auburn legit? They beat Baylor. That's a good win. They won that game from running Jackson Dart all over Baylor. Oklahoma beat a mediocre Michigan team at Oklahoma with the freshman quarterback. Can Jackson Arnold get revenge against his old team, or does John Mateer prove that Oklahoma made the right decision letting him go? Spread 6.5, over under is 49.5. I'd say that over is a good bet on that game. The FPI's got 65%. Oklahoma. We'll do our picks on Thursday, y'all. Last week I did them on Friday. That's because I got caught up Thursday with a bunch of shit. Couldn't get time to get on the computer and do them. Up next, we've got that Oklahoma-Auburn game. That's going to be a good game. I'm ready for it. I'll be watching it. We got 3:30, Tulane at Ole Miss. This game could get interesting, y'all. Tulane's a good team. Tulane was my pick in the preseason to be the Group of 5 team to make the playoff. They're 11.5 underdogs, over under 61.5. Will Ole Miss be playing their backup quarterback, or will Simmons be back? I don't know. Tulane has a Retzlaff from BYU, got kicked off the team for soaking that thing on college campus. You can't be doing that at BYU, y'all. You're allowed to soak it, but you're not allowed to have sex. It's crazy you kick your star quarterback off the team for that when that's literally what goes on all college campuses. But hey, they got their rules. You know them when you go there. Think that could be a really good game. That Tulane Ole Miss game could turn into a really good game. Tulane just beat Duke. I know Duke ain't Ole Miss, but Duke's a pretty solid team. Up next, you got the Bussin' Bowl. You don't know why it's called the Bussin' Bowl? You never watched Bussin' with the Boys podcast. Will Compton, Taylor Lewan from the Titans. They're Lewan went to Michigan. Compton went to Nebraska. They've got to turn this into the Bussin' Bowl. They even got a trophy, a bus. Pretty cool. I love Bussin' with the Boys, so I will be interested in this game. I'll give y'all my pick on Thursday, but I think that's going to be a hell of a game, y'all. That's a really good game. Look at the FPI. 50.3 to 49.7. It's at Nebraska. Michigan's got a freshman quarterback. Can Matt Rule do to him what Brent Venables did to him in his first road trip, or has he learned, got a little better past week or two? We'll see. That's a tough environment to go into, y'all. Nebraska's been down. They're not out. Nebraska's fans still show up every Saturday and raise hell. Honestly, college football is better when Nebraska's good. They haven't been good for a long time. They've had a couple of years like we did with Butch there when they had Bo Pelini. But besides that, they've been down and out. I think they're about to be on the comeback a little bit. I really wish we got to play them next year, but they chicken shit out on us. All because they said it would hurt their playoff chances. Well, yeah, that's why you play those games. That's what makes the regular season fun, is teams like Tennessee and Nebraska playing each other. Knowing you still have the rest of your conference schedule and stuff to go, and you can only afford 1 or 2 losses to get in the playoff. Next year, 16 teams probably, so I thought that was the damn softest baby shit move by Nebraska. But hey, we filled that spot with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's got a damn good team, damn good coach. And we play at Georgia Tech next year, and then they come to Knoxville the year after. So we still got a damn good non-conference matchup. I got sidetracked there. That's going to be a hell of a game, y'all. Up next, this game, will Lenora Sailors be back? That's the question. If Lenora Sailors is not back, South Carolina will not win this game. After the Sailors got hurt, they didn't score another point against Vandy. And Missouri's got a really good team. They're not a championship contender, I don't think. But I think they're good enough. Look at the spread. It's 11.5. So if Lenora Sailors ain't back, this game, Missouri will probably cover that. Lenora Sailors is that important to that team. Their backup Doty, however you say it, he is not it. I hope Lenora Sailors is healthy for this game because I hate any game where a team has to fight without their starting quarterback. Especially they already got one loss. They lose another one with the brutal schedule they got. It's playoff chances are done. I mean, I hope he's healthy. I hope he gets to play Saturday. If he don't, Missouri will cook South Carolina, y'all. Bo Pribula's been a surprise passing the ball. We knew he could run the ball. He came in for Penn State last year and ran the ball for Drew Aller. They take Aller out, bring him in, let him run the ball, try to keep him happy and keep him there until Aller left. He transferred. Aller came back. But he has played really good for them so far. So that's an interesting matchup. If Sailors don't play, I don't think it'll be very interesting. So hopefully Sailors is back. That Vegas line tells me they don't think Sailors will be back. But you never know. This matchup right here, Miami only favored by 3.5 against Florida at Miami. Their PI loves Miami in this one, 75%, y'all. That one looks like a possible best bet to me, y'all. I'm not making no picks today, but I got a feeling you better get on that line early because I have a feeling it will move up for Miami. It's 3.5. I say by Saturday it'll probably be up to at least 5.5, 6.5. So if you like that number, you better jump on it early this week. I'm looking forward to that game. I think it could be the end of the Napier era as we know it. That's just me. Florida could wait till the end of the year to do it, even if they lose that game, but there's really no point in doing that. You might want to see if you could rally the team behind an assistant coach or something. Last but not least, Indiana, Illinois. Indiana's favored in this by 4.5 points. Their PI loves Indiana. Illinois just keeps winning, though. I picked against them against Duke. They ended up kicking their ass because Duke turned the ball over 5 times. This will probably be a really good game. I'd say Indiana probably has a little more speed on their team. Illinois is probably more physical. That'll be a clash of styles. I hate Brett Bleem, I will tell you that. And there's something about Indiana's coach. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. What is his name? Signetti. There's something about him that rubs me the wrong way too, but really he waited till he was 61 to get a job, and it was at a place that's never won, and he's turned them into a really good team. He's obviously a good coach. That should be a good game. I'm not a big fan of Belima. I don't think he's a good X and O's coach. So if Signetti is as good as XO coach as I think he is, he might coach circles around Belima in that game. You have to tune in Thursday to see my picks on that. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you the 5 most underrated players from the preseason to now. That's going to be this episode, y'all. I appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't already, you know the drill. Hit that like button. Hit that bell. Go up, subscribe. If you're already subscribed, I appreciate you more than you know. If you're not, please do that for me. It's free to you. Just helps the channel out. It helps you get my videos. Get in the comment section. talk your shit to me, agree with me, whatever. I love interacting with y'all. God bless y'all. As always, go Vols.